This week, I'm breaking down the must-watch EPL clashes. I'll be discussing the teams and key players coming into each clash and making predictions on every game. And this week features a match that's guaranteed to be a thriller. I'll be revealing which game you can't afford to miss. Plus, I'll be sharing with you my top 3 safest predictions, and be sure to stick around to the end, as this week for the very first time, I'll be sharing with you my mega multi for the upcoming round of games. And please, right before we get into it, just take this quick second to hit that subscribe button for me. It will mean a lot to me. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it also means that you won't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Thank you very much. That being said, let's talk football. The next round of games kicks off with 2 teams in confident form, as we have Brentford hosting Manchester City. 5-0. That's the scoreline from Brentford's last game, where they absolutely demolished Southampton away from home. And when you consider how good Brentford have been playing at home overall this season, then them getting a win from this game shouldn't come as the biggest surprise.
Nope.
They have, however, lost their last 2 games at home, playing against Arsenal, who are in 2nd place, and Nottingham Forest in 3rd, so they'll be hoping for a better result this weekend. It won't be easy, though, against a Man City side looking for their 3rd straight win in the Premier League, and to start their climb back into the top 4. Their previous 2 wins came against what we could probably call poor versions of West Ham and Leicester. Brentford in their own backyard, that's another story. And if Brentford didn't just come off that amazing 5-0 result in their last game, I might be tempted to pick Man City to get the win here. But they did. And Man City have yet to have their resurgence in the league really tested. That will change in this game. I'm really favouring a Brentford home win in this game. I think they've got too much going forward for Man City's shamble of a backline to hold out, and I see them getting the home win and the 3 points in what's probably going to be the most open and the most exciting game of this round of football. This is a game you do not want to miss. Just to keep things on the safer side in terms of my prediction, though, for this game, I'm actually going to be predicting that there will be over 2.5 goals in this game. Both teams really are capable of scoring and conceding goals, and I just think it's going to be an end-to-end game, so I'm predicting over 2.5 goals, and I do think that Brentford will get the win here. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Next up, we're off to Stamford Bridge to see Chelsea, who are hanging on to 4th place by a thread, playing Bournemouth at home. Now, at first glance, you might be tempted to think, right, this is Chelsea at home. It's a home win, yeah? They're 4th in the league. They're not doing too bad. But let's not forget that Bournemouth, they've moved up to 7th place now. They're only 3 points behind Chelsea, and they haven't lost a game in their last 8 games. Chelsea have lost 2 in their last 4, and they only drew the other 2. Will Bournemouth get a surprise result here? Fulham did in Chelsea's last home game, so I, for one, wouldn't be too surprised to see Bournemouth getting the 3 points here. However, for my predictions, I'm going to be favouring goals once again in this game. I can see both teams scoring in this one, and then either side potentially scoring the winner. It could be Bournemouth, could be Chelsea. So my prediction is for over 2.5 goals. What do you think? Do you think Bournemouth could spring the surprise of the round by getting a win here away against Chelsea? Let me know down in the comments. Now, here's a game that could have a huge impact on the title race. 3rd place Nottingham Forest at home against 1st place Liverpool. Only 6 points separate these 2 teams coming into this game, and it could be cut down to 3 if Forest record their 7th win from their last 7 games. Yes, you heard that right. Nottingham Forest have won 6 games in a row, and their confidence will be sky high as they welcome Liverpool in this midweek clash. Liverpool, however, will be looking to get back to winning ways as soon as possible after a draw and a loss in their last 2 competitive games, but it will not be an easy game for them at all. Forest are a very well-organised team. They play consistently good football, and they're up in 3rd spot for a reason, and I'm fairly confident that Nottingham Forest will be able to get a goal in this game. To be fair, I could say the same for Liverpool, just for the talent that they've got in their team, and over the season they've been playing the best football that the Premier League has seen this season so far. And I'm pretty certain that if they do play to their best, then they will be able to come away with the 3 points against Forest. But Liverpool didn't really play that good in the last 2 games. If they play the way they played against Manchester United again, then they're really going to struggle in this game as well. So it's a hard game to call. It depends on how well Liverpool plays, and I'm going to make a prediction that both teams will score in this game. I mean, I can see it maybe finishing up in a score draw, or maybe Liverpool netting the winner, or maybe even Nottingham Forest scoring the winner and climbing up into 2nd place and just being 3 points behind Liverpool, for Nottingham Forest possibly to a Leicester City. Either way, I think both teams scoring is the safest option for this game, but I'll be supporting the underdogs in this one, and just in the spirit of the game, I'll be hoping for a home win for Nottingham Forest. Next up, we're off to Liverpool to see a struggling Everton side hosting an Aston Villa side that really can't seem to decide if they're coming or going. Both teams are struggling with consistency this season, Aston Villa especially away from home, where they've lost their last 5 games. And Everton, well, anywhere they play really. This game, in my opinion, probably won't be the most exciting game of the round. It could probably go either way, or it could go nowhere. And that's actually what I'll be predicting for this game. I mean, Aston Villa might be the slightly better of the two sides, but with Jordan Pickford in goals, he's playing really well. Probably from all the practice that he gets, it's not going to be an easy one to beat. So I'm going to put it out there for this one. I'll put my neck on the line, and I'm going to predict a boring draw. Next up, we have Leicester hosting Crystal Palace. Leicester need to win this game. They are second from bottom. They've lost their last 5 games, and if they're going to start accumulating points and stay in the Premier League, then it's going to be against teams like Crystal Palace, and especially when they're playing at home. This is a huge game for Leicester because it's going to be a real indicator of what they can probably expect for the rest of the season, because if they can't beat a 15th place team at home in the league, then what are they going to do against all the other teams that are better than that team in 15th spots? And Palace, well, they'll be confident coming into this game as well, because they actually haven't lost a game in their last 5 away games, and they've picked up a few wins in that run as well against Brighton and Ipswich, so they'll be pretty confident that they can take something away from this game. Really, the one thing that I'm most confident in this game is that both teams once again will score. I think this is going to be a very open, very fast-paced, end-to-end game, and there'll be loads of scoring chances. Neither of the team's defenses are up to scratch right now, and I can see both teams finding the back of the net in this game, which will probably finish in a score draw, but not a boring one. Next, we head up north for Newcastle at home against Wolverhampton. Newcastle, they're banging form right now. They've won their last 5 EPL games. They beat Arsenal away 2-0 in the midweek cup tie, and they're actually only 1 point outside of the top 4 right now, so they will be chomping at the bits to get the win in this one. Wolverhampton, well, they're just outside the relegation zone right now on goal difference, so they'll also be doing everything they can to snatch a point or possibly more from this game. And they've actually played pretty well away from home recently. I mean, they did beat Leicester and Fulham, and they got draws against Brighton and Tottenham, so they will have a game plan coming into this one, and they've got some really good attacking options as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if they found the back of the net in this game. I do think this one's going to be an entertaining game, goals at both ends, and my prediction for Newcastle against Wolverhampton is for over 2.5 goals. I do see Newcastle getting the home win here and moving up into the Champions League places, but for my predictions, I'm just going to stick with over 2.5 goals. And now, the North London derby. Arsenal at home against Tottenham Hotspur. Arsenal in second spot, hoping for a win here to close the gap on Liverpool against their North London rivals Tottenham, Tottenham, they're just hoping for a win here, really. Tottenham are right down in 12th place, and for a club of Tottenham stature, it seems to be about right, doesn't it? Just kidding. Tottenham will not be happy with their current spot on the table, as they're a side that's expected to be challenging for the top 4, if not the top 6 places in the league. But to be fair, they've had the worst luck with injuries this season. They've got so many key players out, and they're forced to play players out of position to call on youngsters. But, I mean, this game's a derby, and they'll be confident after beating Liverpool in the midweek cup game as well, and I can see them creating quite a few chances in this game. Arsenal do seem to be a bit off the boil. They didn't play well in their draw against Brighton, so I just can't be 100% confident about Arsenal getting the home win here. They will be the favourites, no doubt, but that's really when Tottenham appears to play better, when they're the underdogs. They tend to lose the games that you think they're going to win, but then they tend to win the games that you think they're going to lose. So it's really hard to pick a winner in this game, but I do like both teams to score. Maybe Arsenal to win. No, I'm going for both teams to score. I hope we see a good version of Tottenham and an entertaining game with both teams scoring, maybe 2 goals or more each, and who knows how it could end up. Maybe Arsenal 1-0. I'm hoping for an open and end-to-end goals galore derby, and that's why my prediction for this game is for both teams to score. Who do you think will win this North London derby? If you're a Gunners supporter or a Spurs supporter, then let me know your predictions down in the comments. And for our final game for this round of EPL predictions, we have Manchester United at home against championship-bound Southampton. This game is a banker. Manchester United will win this game. They played one of their best games of the season so far last round out against Liverpool, and they'll be looking to build on that momentum against the team that is by far the worst in the league this season. And Man U, they've lost their last 3 home games, so anything less than the 3 points here will just not be acceptable, but I honestly don't think that's going to be a problem. Southampton really are playing on another level right now, and it's not a better one. I'm fairly confident Man U are going to record an easy home win and score quite a few goals in doing so. But just for this game, let's keep it safe and let's predict Man U win and over 1.5 goals. And I do have a sneaky feeling that Bruno Fernandes is going to score a goal in this game as well. Let's just see. And now for my top 3 safest predictions for this coming round of Premier League games. My third safest prediction for this round is for both teams to score in the game between Arsenal and Tottenham. My second favourite prediction for this round is for over 2.5 goals between Brentford and Man City. And my number 1 prediction for this round of games is for Man U to get the home win against Southampton and for there to be over 1.5 goals in that game. Let me know your thoughts on any of these 3 games and your predictions down in the comments. And now, for the very first time, I'm sharing with you my Mega Multi for the upcoming round of games. And this week, my Mega Multi is going to be made up of 4 games, and each game has several predictions in each of them. Now, the first game sees Brentford beating Man City at home with over 2.5 goals in the game, and that man Mbeumo scoring a goal in that game. Not only because he takes the penalties for the team, but because he's a beast. The second game has Newcastle beating Wolverhampton at home in a game that sees both teams scoring and Isaac scoring yet another goal for Newcastle in this home win. The third game has Arsenal winning and both teams scoring in that game. I'm not picking any goal scorers for that one, just Arsenal and both to score. And the final game is for Manchester United to win at home with over 2.5 goals and for Bruno Fernandes to get on the score sheet. That is my Mega Multi for this next round of games. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it the thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. I hope you all enjoy the football, share your predictions, have a great week, and I will see you all again very soon.